Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we have this Saturday Stumper, which is edited by Stanley Newman and meant to be a more difficult puzzle than the typical New York Times Saturday or Sunday puzzle. Today's constructor is Matthew Sewell. You can find this the Saturday Stumper in Newsday and other outlets. It's not behind a paywall, and I will include a link in the description down below to the page where I am solving this. So if you want to pause the video and solve it yourself, you're welcome to do that. Then you can compare our times or how well we did, or maybe if I got stuck somewhere where you thought was easy or vice versa. And let's have some fun with that. And let me know in the comments how that goes. All right, let's get into the puzzle. One across is argument extender. And I'm thinking that's a word like, and another thing, some kind of short word that means that, or it could be a suffix that goes on the end of argument to extend the word. And argumentative is the only thing I can think of, and that does not fit. So let's leave that and come back to it. One across, leader of Islamic worship's focus. I think the imam leads group prayers. Two down, comedian in the Automotive Hall of Fame. Jay Leno is a well-known car collector. He might be in that. Three down is Batcave, for instance. Don't know. And four down, elevated bardic address. Bardic is capitalized. Bard is a poet. The bard is often Shakespeare. Is this a Shakespearean address, maybe? The argument extender for one across, I guess begins in IL, if those are correct. That still doesn't help. 14 across, damn with faint praise, assent with civil blank. A quote from Pope. I've heard damn with faint praise before. I never heard the rest of the sentence. I don't know what it is. 17 across, managing. No, and 20 across is abracadabra follower. Abracadabra. Here's the rabbit I pulled out of the hat. Nope. 3 down, 4 down, 18 down. What Miss Chemistry debuted at the 1939 World's Fair? Don't know that. 5 across, alarm alternatives. Some other way of waking up, maybe, in addition to an alarm clock. 5 down is intended for, shortly. No, 6 down, rural breeder. Don't know that. 7 down, fill-ins. And 8 down, allegro adverb. Allegro, I think, means happy in Italian, and as a music notation on a score, it means play in a happy way, kind of lilting and flowing. Is it gaily? Maybe that might fit. 15 across, it leaves wrap. Maui meat. I think like roast pork at a luau would be wrapped in taro leaves. I think that's right. 17 across is managing. And 20 across is the abracadabra follower. Intended for. Maybe attention. You might put attention on an envelope to show who the letter is intended for. 6 down, rural breeder. A mare, maybe. So AM and PM are alternatives that you might you might have a switch that you have to specify AM or PM when setting an alarm. So that might be alarm alternatives. Then mare could be a rural breeder, a female horse. Fill-ins, like a temporary person, a pro tems. I'm not sure about that. Allegro adverb. I'm not getting any of those. What's 21 down? Adjective in a Dickens and Tolkien title. The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, Tale of Two Cities. Two could be an adjective in both of those. Two acts as an adjective in that. Tale of Two Cities and the Two Towers. 9 across is get in better shape. 16 across, mass gathering spots. spots where you might gather for a mass. So I think in a religious sense here, an apse is my first guess when it's something related to a part of a church. Apse or nave. Apse is so I'm going to change it to naves, because I think apse is like an alcove where you might have an icon or a painting or something, and then but nave is the main part of the sanctuary where people would gather for mass. So I think that's right. 19 across, work to convince. 10 down is serial port users. People who use ports regularly, like computer users or sailors. 11 down, rapid removal. So evacuation would be a removal. An evacuation would also be a rapid removal. You're trying to get out of there quickly. And I think rapid also does double duty, telling us we're going to use a word for removal that is shortened or said quickly. And I think evac works there. 12 down, blouse stat. Don't know that. And 13 down, late Q1 adjustment. An adjustment you might make, I think, in the end of the first quarter of a financial report, maybe. I don't know. Some kind of tax thing. Get in better shape. Work to convince. And the abracadabra follower. Nope, 22 across, swimmer with tail fins. Maybe eel. 23 across is wood subject, often. Wood is a painter. I think he did American Gothic, that painting of the man and woman holding the pitchfork in front of the farmhouse. So maybe it's farm or was that said in Iowa? Maybe Iowans? An Iowan might be a wood subject. I'm kind of guessing there. For 8 down, we might put molto in front of allegro. Molto means very in Italian, so molto allegro would be very happily on a music score, so that's an adverb that would go with that. Was adverb, wasn't? Yeah, allegro adverb. Fill-ins. In managing. I'm wondering if imam is wrong. Leader of Islamic worships. Focus. Oh, it's not the imam. The imam is the leader, but what is the imam focused on? I think there's a niche in the wall of a mosque that tells you the direction of Mecca, but I want to say that's called mihrab. That doesn't fit. But in any case, I think in control works for managing. 17 across. The focus of the leader of Islamic worship. And abracadabra. I'm still not getting those. What Miss Chemistry debuted at the 1939 World's Fair? $12 down is blouse stat. Seam, would a seam size be part of a blouse? I'm not sure about that. Okay, so that gives me some confidence about Iowan. 2 and molto, I think, are right. I was kind of doubting 2, but I'm also kind of doubting Iowan, but both of them together, it gives me some confidence. 22 across, that's a swimmer with tail fins. I'm just going to try eel. It's a 3-letter fish. 24 across, use your recorder. Recorder might be the musical instrument here rather than a tape recorder or a DVD recorder. Don't know what it is. 27 across, football squeaker. 1-1, a squeaker can be a close game. So if this, well, you can't get 1 point in football, can you? Couldn't do an extra point without a touchdown. 31 across, take shape, gel, or set. 36 across, went by. 40 across is article in the press. No, and 44 across, find, played out. 31 down is Courageous chronicle. A courageous chronicle. Like a heroic story. That could be saga. And then we take shape to set instead of gel. 32 down is span with tweens tween. I don't know what that means. A span with the tweens in between the two ends of the span? I don't understand that. The bat cave could be an inner sanctum, a secret something. A secret what? 36 across went by. That could be some word like elapsed. Courageous chronicle. I think that's saga. 40 across article in the press. Is this something like an olive? Something, a thing that gets pressed? Find played out. 37 down is endorsed fervently. I think nylon was invented around that time. Could it be nylon stockings? Or nylon stocking? Miss Chemistry, I can imagine how she might have introduced that project at the World's Fair. I think abracadabra is, the original phrase is from Aladdin and the 40 Thieves. I'm not sure. 24 across, use your recorder. 25 down, conform to in a phrase. Nope, 26 down, stops over. You see why this is a stumper. This is a difficult puzzle for me, typically. I don't think I've ever done one of these in under 30 minutes, but I can usually do a Sunday New York Times in under 30 minutes. 33 across, crack, crackle, or cackle. No. 27 across, football, squeaker. 35 across is signs of spring. I haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud or a robin on the wing, but I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. It might as well be spring. So that doesn't help, but it was a nice little song. 29 down, mobile bars. The bars on your mobile phone that tell you your reception. Nope, 30 down. Where to see the Hagia Sophia. Is that... It's either... No, I'm thinking Bulgaria, but Sofia is the capital of Bulgaria. I think it's in Turkey, isn't it? And in Constantinople, or Istanbul nowadays. Or is it in Rome? I don't know. Some kind of church. Holy wisdom. It's Greek. I don't know. 35 across, signs of spring. 38 across, abets orally, to help somebody out. Abet typically means to help somebody commit a crime. I don't know that it always has to mean that. But if you help somebody commit a crime by saying something, you might be giving them an alibi or something like that. 41 across, beset from all directions. 43 across is blank way. 30 down. I would have guessed that it was in Istanbul, but Rome seems to be a better fit for the letters we have, for the spaces in the answer. Mobile bars. 43 across is blank way. 41 across, beset from all directions. I'm surrounded. I'm put upon. Nope. Find played out. 45 down is planner abbreviation. Nope. 48 across, piercing or biting. A piercing or biting wind would be icy or icier. There's nothing in there about it being comparative. Nope. 51 across, liable to say anything. No, 57 across, reptilian tune, steed. So a horse ridden by some kind of reptilian cartoon character, or a reptilian creature ridden by a cartoon character. Was there a well-known cartoon character who rode around on a dinosaur or a dragon or a lizard? Can't think of it. 59 across, Gulliver through much of his travels. Don't know that. 62 across, tide source. For short, tides are influenced by the moon. I don't think it's the moon. Could it be the detergent? Where do you buy Tide? At the grocery store? Is there a P&G grocery store? The A&P is what I'm thinking of. 57 down is run on. 51 down, nickname like Dolly. Dolly might be a nickname for Dorothy. No, 52 down, specifically, or specificity, leader. And again, this might be a prefix that goes before specificity. Don't know it. 45 down, plan or abbreviation. 49 down, fourth nation with a lunar landing in 2023. China or India, I would guess. .58 across is dry up. 60 across, Route 66, westernmost successor. So Route 66, if you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. So it's no longer a single highway. It's been split up. I think I-10 might be the westernmost interstate that covers part of 66. Just kind of a guess there. Fourth nation. So that fits with India. Then piercing or biting. No. 63 across, effervescent essence of elasticity. What does that mean? Effervescent means bubbly, doesn't it? Like Alka-Seltzer. When you put an Alka-Seltzer tablet in water, it effervesces, I think. What does that have to do with elasticity? Something that's bubbly and stretches? I don't know what that is. 42 down is news and weather apps. No, 53 down, Warhol's blank of 6 self-portraits. Is it a set of 6 self-portraits? 54 down, c'est tout. That's all, folks. In French, fini means finish. That might give the same meaning. Dry up. Effervescent essence of elasticity. Can't figure that one out. 9 down, wedding selection. 46 across was slight emotional reaction. 50 across is clean and toss brand. Don't know what that is. Liable to say anything. Is it maybe talking freely or speaking of I think this might be ing. Talking, speaking doesn't fit. Talking of, liable to say anything. 42 down, news and weather apps. Are they widgets? You can put widgets on your computer screen and often tell you news and weather and stock prices and things like that. Dry up is to dehydrate. What? Okay. Asti is a sparkling wine. So that is an effervescent thing. It has bubbles in it. And the letters ASTI are the middle. They are the essence of the word elasticity. Okay, that's kind of tricky. I wasn't thinking along those lines, but I have to be... if I can't figure out what it is, I think that's what I need to think about, is kind of a wordplay clue like that. So I'm going to try a set of 6 self-portraits. I don't know that title, but it just kind of makes sense. Dry up could be desiccate, but doesn't that have 2 S's? Maybe that's 2 T's instead. Fini, I think, is right. Talking a... Wedding selection. 47 down is I failed, hug please. Or I falled, hug please, meme. I don't remember that one, but it might be a lolcat. The lolcat memes had grammar and spelling mistake along those lines. 50 across clean and toss brand. Is that an SOS pad, maybe? $51, or sorry, 55 down, more meaning less. No, 56 down, printer's package. Nope. 61 across, blank way, Attaway. That's the way to do it, Attaway, no. Swim with. Those look right, more meaning less. Printer's package. And 61 across, blank way. All right. Piercing or biting could be acrid, like smoke. Piercing or biting smoke or some chemical scent would be acrid, yes. Planner abbreviation. Friday might be an abbreviation in a day planner, weekly planner. Find, played out. No. Endorsed fervently. What gets pressed? And went by. You went by a name. Could it be an assumed name or alias, or also known as? I kind of like elapsed. I like an ED ending anyway, unless it ends in a preposition. Conform to, in a phrase, to toe the line is to conform to the rules. Then stops over. To begin in an S. You are to beset someone from all directions is to swarm, as bees might do. Stops over are what? Ins? Crack, crackle, or cackle. Are all those nouns? Fill-ins. Proxies are fill-ins. Noise. Crack, crackle, and cackle are all kinds of noise. Stops over. bids, like an auction. I guess a lid is like a stopper. It stops a bottle or a container, and it is over. It's on the top. I'm not crazy about it, but I think I'll allow it. Then tootle could be to make a noise on a recorder, like one of those flutes that you played in grade school. Okay, so 4 down. Elevated bardic address. Okay, I think of this as a Shakespeare reference. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? Romeo. Argument extender. Also, that is to the sense, another thing. Damn with faint praise. Assent with civil leer. For my next trick is the abracadabra follower. Leader of Islamic worship's focus. Aleph is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. Islamic worship's focus. Maybe there's a word for that begins with an A sound or with an aleph. I'm not sure about that. To damn with faint praise is to, oh, he's a nice guy. You're praising him, but to such a faint extent that you're really criticizing him. And I can kind of guess the sense Pope to assent with a civil leer. I'm not sure about that. What else would this be? I'm kind of thinking of a woman giving consent with her eyes in a polite way. I'm not sure I've got that correct. Assent with civil leer. Olive. I like in control. For my next trick, I'm pretty confident about. Could it be as if? Seer? Asif? No. I'm going to have to think about that. 9 across, get in better shape. And 9 down, a wedding selection. Is it like a playlist, the china, the party favor that the guests get? Could be the decorations, the color theme, wedding selection. Work to convince. 10 down, cereal port. Okay, people who typically use a port, I think this is sailors or mariners. To amend something is to fix it, to put it in better condition, better shape. 13 down, late. Oh, in quarter 1 of the year, we switched to daylight saving time, so maybe that's what that is. Blouse, the neck size could be part of a blouse's measurements. Work to convince. Tract. Tract is like a religious pamphlet, I guess, is a verb. It probably comes from the verb. To tract is to try and convince somebody, and you use a tract, a pamphlet. Okay. Wedding selection. An anthem, a football squeaker. Maybe this is a soccer, European football. That could be 1-1. This is an American publication, but maybe Matthew Sewell is British or something like that. I don't know. 35 across. Signs of spring. That could be croaky. I've seen croaky as a plural for crocus before. Crocus is a typical sign of spring, as in the song that made me think of. This is I must have some. Emend. can mean the same thing as amend. So entrance music would be something that you have to choose. The wedding part, Here Comes the Bride, or some other kind of entrance music for the bride. Okay, yes. 28 down, presently unable, within. I think that's probably out of. I like an out beginning. 29 down, mobile bars. Bars in Mobile, Alabama? No. Where to see the Hagia Sophia? Abetz Worley. 34 down is swag nowadays. Don't know that. 39 down, imposing authority. To impose authority on someone is to what? Or an imposing authority, an authority figure that is imposing. Don't know that. Slight emotional reaction, or an emotional reaction to a slight. Nothing clicks there. 50 across, clean and toss. I'm going to try SOS pad. That is a wild guess. Liable to say anything. Talking without a filter. Is there some... I've never seen a rebus in a Saturday Stumper. Talking with no filter answers the clue nicely. Talking a filter. Lacking a filter. Could be, hey, you'll say anything. You have no filter. You lack a filter. Okay, lacking a filter. Yeah, that works. 55 down, more, meaning less. In printer's package, a ream of paper would be purchased by a printer, perhaps. Let's try add away. Not crazy about that either. Et tu. Does that have some kind of... You also. But how does it mean less? To swim with fish. The pond is teeming with fish. It is swimming with fish. Or the crowd is teeming in the room. They're swimming around. Okay, that works. Okay, then et. Again, this is a suffix, E-T-T-E. So it's more that you put on the end of a word. But it makes the word smaller. Dining room table becomes a dinette. Kitchen becomes kitchenette. It's just a smaller version of the original word. Okay, so that works. So I guess desiccate with two C's. Lacking filter. Let's try these down. Now they're fixed. Fix that. Nickname like Dolly. 52 down. Specificity. Leader. Is there a prefix that goes before specificity? No. Endorsed fervently. Oh, this tune steed Gulliver was what through much of his travels? I didn't read all of Gulliver's travels. I think we read a part of it in junior high or something. Tide source. Is there some way I can change Courageous Chronicle? Put an E here to get elapsed. Does that help? 32 down, span with tweens, tween. L high is used in education to indicate the span of education from elementary to high school. And your tweens, your tween years would be in between the ends of elementary and high school. Okay? Secret. Is it a secret cave? A secret lair? Now we're back to gel. secret lair for what the Bat Cave is. Article in the press. And find played out. I find this played out. I tire of it. It bores me. A jest. Beau geste. I think a jest is like a medieval tale of a knight. Like a knight's quest as told by a troubadour would be called a jest. I kind of remember that from high school English. And you might iron your shirt or press your shirt. Okay, so jest, L-high, elapsed was the key to unlocking that section. Endorsed fervently. You preached. Yeah, preach, sister. Preach, brother. Reptilian tune. Steed. I think this is something and G. Blank and, the blank and G is a source of Tide. Procter & Gamble makes Tide detergent, don't they? P&G, okay, that did not come easily. To run on. No, 51 down, nickname, like Dolly. So Lana could be a nickname, short for Ilana. Lara. It is Dorothy, isn't it? Or Dorothy to Dolly. No. As in, if you're trying to specify something, B as in boy, you're specifying which letter you're talking about. Okay, I think that works. Yoshi is a dinosaur in the Mario Brothers game. Does somebody ride him? That's a guess. Lola. What is Lola short for? I don't know, but it's a nickname derived from some other name. Gulliver was an alien. I guess he was traveling in strange lands, so he would be an alien there. And then run on is to yap. All right, that corner is done to my satisfaction. The only thing, I want to keep coming back to this. I'm not quite sure I'm getting that. Okay, let's see if we can finish this one. And then we'll think about that last square up in the top left. 38, abets orally. Or could it be a homophone for abets? Spoken abets is a bets, no. Swag nowadays. Is there some kind of swag? I don't get that. Opposing authority. I'm dull. Let me put it in there. Presently unable. In no state. I'm in no that doesn't work either. In something like intestate. Presently unable. In no. The mobile bars. I liked croaky for 35 across, but I can't make anything work for the downs. 43 across is blank way. In a way? My way? For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not. A sorry state, presently unable in... How confident am I about a state ending? Not very, but... Signs of spring. Creaks could be sounds made by springs in a bed. Could be indications that a spring is nearby. No. Abets orally. Widgets, I like. This is an impulse, a slight emotional reaction. An eye roll, and I'm hurt. That might be something you say. If someone slights you, your reaction would be to say, hey, I'm hurt. And then 47 down is no longer correct. I like lolcat for that. Filter. The swag. The merch. His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness is an opposing authority? I don't like that either. In a bad state. In a... Could this be 1-0? Croaky back in. Where to see the Hagia Sophia? All right, I don't think I'm getting this one. I feel like I could get it if I think about it some more. I hate to use it cheap, but I'm going to look up where the Hagia Sophia is. One moment. All right, we're back. I looked up where Hagia Sophia, and it is in Istanbul. Unless there's another one in Rome. I don't know what the answer is. Thinking about it, football squeaker, maybe it's 1-1. The score is tied 1-1. Then that gives us a 1 in a blank state is presently unable. Mobile bars. Is there a painting called Hagia Sophia, maybe? In a... What does swag mean other than the stuff they hand out at a trade show? abets. Orally. Whispers? Probably ends in S. Mobile. Bars, for example. Beset from all directions. That's swarm seems to fit for that. Put L back in there. Would you say I'm dull? I have a dull pain? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to solve this one. Imposing authority. Maybe I could figure out where to see the Hagia Sophia. Bars. All right, I'm going to, let's see, let me just see if I've got croaky right, maybe. If I look at the word, croaky is right. In and let's see where to find the Hagia Sophia. I'm going to be mad if it's something obvious that I should have been able to get. Lyra. Where to see the Hagia Sophia? Is that the full clue? Lira is the currency in Turkey. I don't get that. Is Lira like a neighborhood of Istanbul? Yeah, I don't know that. Okay, so abets orally. Something for. Lies for. You give somebody an alibi, you lie for them. Mobile bars. In a way. Icon. Let's go 1-0. Football squeaker. The score is close, but not tied. In no fit state. In a way for 43 across. Lies for. Is this glam? Elam? How does that? I'm an insult. I feel insulted. IRS imposes taxes. That's an imposing authority. Swag could mean swagger. I don't get that because it should be the other way around. Elan is like an old word. So if you said Elan nowadays, you might say swagger. I don't know. Elan might fit there. Lies for, abets orally, yes. Icon are mobile bars. The icon on your phone screen tells you how many bars you have. And Lyra, I just don't understand. Okay, so I'm not going to give myself credit for solving this because I had to use 2 hints and I still don't understand. And I'm going to guess this is an L, and let's see if that's right. Congratulations. So I tricked the puzzle and I think I solved it, but I didn't. That was difficult. So I don't know what did Pope mean when he said assent with civil leer, damn with faint praise, assent with civil leer. I'm not sure I understand the meaning of that phrase, but okay, I'll believe it. Knaves amend, and I don't understand how Lyra is where to see the Hagia Sophia. Oh, it must be on the Lyra note. It must be on the currency. Yeah. Did not think of that. Okay, yeah, it is an icon. It was in Istanbul. I was sure it was in Istanbul. So yeah, it was so well known as a landmark in Istanbul that the Turks put it on their Lyra note, I guess. Icon, no fit state, lies for, yeah. And Elan as swag nowadays. Not getting that. And then a slight emotional reaction. To feel insulted. It's not quite syntactically correct, is it? You slighted me, and my reaction is insult. I kind of see how it fits. It makes us think of it, but it doesn't work. And then I don't know what Aleph means here either. Leader of Islamic worship's focus. I guess the leader of Islamic worship focus would be Allah, God. And the first letter of Allah in Arabic would be Aleph. So that must be what that means. All right, that was a difficult one. Lacking a filter took me forever to get, and I just couldn't figure it. I had Croaky. I was so proud of getting Croaky. But Lyra, I had to know it was right, solve the puzzle, and then think about it for a few minutes before I figured out what it meant. I wouldn't have been able to come up with that on my own. Okay, entrance music, yeah. Tough puzzle today. And then Yoshi. I don't know who rides Yoshi. I just know that he's a dinosaur, and he has something to do with Mario Brothers. And Lola is a nickname for what name? Don't know. Laura, probably. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Please come back for more puzzles and games, and I'll see you next time.